Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm here with a professional wrestling dictionary. Today we're going to define a very important term, kayfabe. I want to make sure that everyone watching knows what it means, because if you do want to understand kayfabe, you're not going to understand a lot of wrestling terminology and conversations about wrestling. So let's get right to it. I use this term all the time on the channel. The term KAYFABE refers to the presentation of professional wrestling storylines as being real. Even though they may be friends in real life, they will still post things on social media that make it seem like they are feuding. This helps to promote their upcoming matches and keeps the storyline alive even when they are not wrestling and are allowed to make changes to the storyline if they feel it is necessary. For example, wrestlers are often prohibited from revealing the results of a match before it happens. For example, if two wrestlers are feuding and one wrestler posts a picture of the other wrestler's family with the caption, "First, it helps to create a sense of believability and immersion for the audience." Wrestling fans want to believe that what they are seeing is real, and kayfabe allows them to do that. It provides an escape from reality and a chance to immerse themselves in a world where good triumphs over evil and justice is always served. When the audience believes that what they are seeing is real, it makes the storylines and characters more engaging and entertaining. Second, kayfabe helps to promote the product. By creating a sense of mystery and intrigue around the characters and storylines, fans are more likely to tune in to find out what happens next. Third, kayfabe helps to protect the wrestlers. When the audience believes that the characters and storylines are real, it gives the wrestlers more freedom to perform and allows them to take risks that might not be possible in other forms of entertainment. Fourth, kayfabe is an important part of the history and tradition of professional wrestling. It is something that has been around since the early days of the industry and is still a key part of wrestling culture today. Maintaining kayfabe is a way of honoring the history of the sport and keeping its traditions alive. I'm coming for you. This would likely generate a lot of attention and could help to promote their upcoming match. However, if a wrestler breaks the kayfabe in a way that is not approved by the company, it could result in negative consequences such as a fine or even being fired. This helps to keep the audience guessing and makes the outcome of the match more unpredictable. Additionally, wrestlers are expected to protect each other's kayfabe at all times. If a wrestler breaks the kayfabe in a way that could potentially ruin a storyline or a match, other wrestlers are expected to confront them and try to get them to change their mind. Definition of kayfabe. Hopefully now you understand this term and can use it correctly when talking about professional wrestling. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button below to show your support. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching. Additionally, wrestlers may be given permission to break the kayfabe if it is in the best interest of the company. For example, if a wrestler is feuding with someone in real life, they may be allowed to use that in their storyline to make it more realistic. For example, two wrestlers could be best friends in real life, but on social media, they might start posting things that make it look like they're feuding. One wrestler might post a picture of the other wrestler with the caption, "This guy is a snake," or "Can't wait to take this guy out," which builds up their upcoming match and makes it more interesting for the fans. It is the collective willingness by the performers and the audience to suspend their disbelief and accept the characters and narratives portrayed in the sport as genuine. Other forms of entertainment, including movies and television shows, also use similar techniques to create a sense of believability and immersion for the audience. For example, in a movie, actors may stay in character during promotional interviews or on social media to promote their film. This helps to build up the character and make it more believable to the audience. Similarly, in a TV show, actors may interact with each other on social media in a way that is consistent with their characters on the show. This helps to maintain the continuity of the storyline and keeps the audience engaged. However, it is still an important part of wrestling culture and something that all wrestlers are expected to uphold. During a match, two wrestlers may be fighting and one wrestler gets the upper hand. He may say something to his opponent like, "You're not going to believe this, but I just got a message from your wife. She told me to come over to your house after this match, and I think she wants a divorce." Now, this storyline has no bearing on reality. The wrestler's wife is not actually trying to get a divorce. But by saying this, the wrestler is able to make his character more believable and adds another layer to the story. The audience buys into this story and it makes the match more exciting. Breaking the kayfabe can result in negative consequences such as fan backlash or even being fired. The kayfabe was so strong back then that wrestlers were even forbidden from breaking the fourth wall and acknowledging that what they were doing was fake. They had to stay in character at all times, even outside of the ring. This helped to maintain the illusion of the performance and made the storylines more believable to the audience. In essence, kayfabe is the unspoken agreement between wrestlers and fans that what they see is real, even though they know it's not. This concept was particularly important during the golden era of professional wrestling, when storylines were more intricate and characters were larger than life. Today, the kayfabe is not as strict. Wrestlers are allowed to be themselves outside of the ring, and some even break the fourth wall and acknowledge that wrestling is fake. Now that you understand what kayfabe is, let me give you some examples so you have a better idea of how it works. Another example of kayfabe can be seen in the way wrestlers interact with each other on social media. It's also important to note that kayfabe is not limited to professional wrestling. However, there are some exceptions to this rule. Sometimes wrestlers are given creative control over their characters in addition to the examples already mentioned. There are other ways that kayfabe is maintained in professional wrestling. Now, breaking kayfabe is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it can actually help to promote a storyline. There are several reasons why kayfabe is important in professional wrestling. Finally, kayfabe is a way of giving the audience what they want. So there you have it, a professional wrestling dictionary.